I keep like looking behind me at this door and I'm just like imagining worst case scenario of like seeing something. I was like, dull, blah, you know?
You shouldn't be here.
Got to be honest with you, y'all lied. So I feel like I need to push other people to consume the same things that I consume. And if you are not already consuming their channels, what are you doing? It's the best spot in my home to do an intro. Probably not. But alas, here we are. We're kicking off SUMMERWEEN, baby. SUMMERWEEN 2026. And this is a readathon hosted by Gabby over at Gabby Reads. I will have her linked down below. I'm sure I will talk about her a lot through this vlog. But I also talk about a lot of other fantastic creators out there, so stick around for that. And if you don't want to stick around, that's fine, but there is a link down below to everyone that I mentioned, so definitely go down and at least check that out. But this is after SUMMERWEEN. This is the day after SUMMERWEEN. It was honestly a great week of reading. There was some really, really highs, and there was some like okays. Oh, hello. Oh, hi. Little says hello. Hello, Mama. You want to say hello? She does not want to talk to you. Anyway, we're going to have a great time. It's a great SUMMERWEEN. I just wanted to enter this vlog to say hello and happy SUMMERWEEN, and I hope that you're participating, and I hope you're having a great time. And let's just jump back to past Brandy so she can start talking to you about the book that she started reading. Hi, friends. Good afternoon. It is day 1 of SUMMERWEEN. Literally, I am so excited, but not excited enough to not get a late start, unfortunately. It is already almost 3 p.m. on Friday the 3rd, so half of the day is already gone, and I did not do anything to show for it, so there is that. But it's only 3 p.m. I am off work today, which is why I think I needed that day to like not do anything, you know what I mean? So my recovery day is over. It's Friday and my recovery day is already over. That's the positive, okay? The other positive is that Katie is hosting the cornucopia sprints for Sunrise on the Readathon right now. So there is plenty of sprinting going to be happening and I can get caught up. However, I do have to run and go see my grandparents, so I am going to go do that. But I did start while I was getting dressed and everything. I started the audiobook for Molka. This is going to be my first read for SUMMERWEEN. This is fulfilling the prompt for read a horror or a thriller. Let me just tell you, on the first page, on the first couple of minutes of the listen, disgusted. I'm disgusted. This is gonna be a rough one, I think, for sure. So this is basically about voyeurism, essentially. Molka like is a term for hidden cameras, and like this book is focused around a man that works in a tech position at a company that has hidden cameras and like bathroom stalls and things like that at the job, and is spying on women. And I'm assuming and hoping that this is following the women's revenge and kind of their need for retribution after these disgusting acts. So I hope it gets gruesome and gory, much like The Eyes Are the Best Part. I loved The Eyes Are the Best Part, so I hope this kind of follows that same trend. But so far, it is disgusting. It is disgusting. So she's doing a good job of making me hate this guy, that's for sure. That is for sure. But I did start that on audio, and like I said, I'm about to run and do some family things, and then I will be home basically for the rest of the weekend. I don't think I have any other plans outside of this, so I will be doing some reading and really getting SUMMERWEEN done, you know? Getting SUMMERWEEN done. Sorry for the lighting, by the way. I'm literally about to walk out the door, and I was like, you know what? Let me start the vlog. So that's it. That's all I got for you now. I will let you know when I have something more to say about Molka.
It's just one camera. Plus, he was an expert now. He's quick. He had done this hundreds of times before. And if he was caught, Jinyoung shook his head. He certainly wasn't about to let it happen today. He logged out, glancing around one last time.
Hey guys, it is now much later. It is 11:06 p.m. and I honestly didn't get that far into Mocha today. I actually spent a lot more time over at my grandparents' house than I anticipated. But it says, according to the audiobook, I have still 3 hours and 43 minutes left, which is barely into it. I'm on chapter 2. So, not a great start to Summerween. Not a great start to Summerween. But I am about to switch from Mocha and go into Play Nice by Rachel Harrison. And you might be wondering, like, oh my gosh, Brandy, how did you get that device? That cool, awesome, new, like, e-reader that you have? Well, let me tell you. I actually literally just opened this. Literally just got it out of the box. I can't get over this lighting. This lighting is awful. Is that better or worse? I feel like an eye doctor. Like, better or worse? Worse. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because I'm about to go to bed, so this doesn't matter. Anyway, I literally just opened this. This is the Kobo, and this is it. It's so nice. It's like the Kindle, but so far I think it's better. It seems faster, and what I really like about it is that you can link it to your library, like, so you can scroll through ebooks and check them out from your library, like directly from your e-reader. So my most amazing, loving, best boyfriend ever in the entire world just got this for me for my birthday. My birthday is at the end of the month. It is July 31st, but I couldn't wait and he couldn't wait to give it to me, so I opened it tonight because it's perfect. I needed an e-reader to read in the dark for Summerween, so why not use the new e-reader? There's logic there if you try hard enough, and we tried hard enough and we made it work. So we just unboxed it. I literally, Play Nice is the first book I have on this thing, and I also just set up the back, if you can see, all my little stickers and stuff. A lot of them are from Rachel's shop. Rachel is Gabby's sister, and she has an Etsy shop, and she does all of the merch designs and all of the designs and everything for Summerween and Winterween and all these other things. So a lot of these are from hers. I think they're so cute. My favorite one is this one. I'll give it 5 stars when it gives me bad dreams. That's a favorite of mine. But anyway, I spent some time setting this up, and now it's 11 o'clock, and I'm about to go get ready for bed and wash my face and everything. And then I will be sitting in the dark in my room before bed reading this book. And so, because this is the book that I'm reading in the dark throughout the week, so I don't plan on finishing it tonight. This isn't a stay up all night type of thing, but it is something I'm going to be reading like every night before bed, and by the end of the week this will have been read. So this is a haunted house story that is very similar to Home Before Dark type of vibes, or the Haunting of Hill House TV show, where this woman, she inherits a home that is haunted, and I'm pretty sure she's going to like renovate it and resell it. But that is my idea of this book going into it. And I think I mentioned this during my TBR, but I could have swore I've read this before, but on any tracking site, Goodreads, Storygraph, my personal spreadsheets, this says TBR. This says not read. So I don't know if I read it and then like forgot to track it, or if I really haven't read it and I'm just misremembering that. So we're about to find out if this is a reread, because if I get into this and realize I think I read it before, then, you know, it is what it is. But that is the plan for the evening, and I will catch you in the morning. I hope you have a spooky night. Good morning, afternoon, friends. It is now Saturday at, I'm not wearing my watch, 4 o'clock p.m. So it is definitely the afternoon, but I have been reading and being productive pretty much all day. I started the day out on Mel's productivity sprints this morning, and then kind of simultaneously doing Katie's Cornucopia July 4th Patreon sprints. I don't know what they're called, but she's sprinting. And then freaking Gabby started sprinting, and I can't resist. These are like my favorite people. I have to participate in every single reading sprint. So anyway, so I have been sprinting all day. which means I've been really productive with updating and correcting like my Notion template and getting my TBR put together. I need to still edit my video for TBR so it can go up tomorrow, but I have been listening to Mocha all day pretty much, and I am 62% of the way through, and to say I like it would be a little misleading just because this book is disgusting. To say like this is an enjoyable read is not true, because I hate almost every single character, especially if they are men in this book. I am hating my experience being in the girls' heads as they are dealing with these men. And in the one perspective, we are actually in one of the man's heads, and it's not great. I don't love it, but I actually love the book, understand what it's doing, and the fact that I feel that way about these characters means that it is being portrayed so well, and the writing is so good. And that's the one thing with Monica Kim, is her ability to write in a very, I'm gonna say simplistic, but I don't mean that as an insult to her writing style at all, because you can tell that she has the ability to write with such pizzazz, because there are moments where that kind of comes through, but most of the time it's really just very simple. It's very much just like, this happened and she said this and then she did that. But the things that she's writing about, the things that these people are saying and doing and experiencing are fucking awful. They're horrible. They're horrible experiences, but they're experiences that like are real. And that's also what makes it horrible. Monica Kim and Kylie Baker, and like just them kind of coming up in the horror world, reminds me a lot of like Grady Hendrix and his horror writing, where the main horrific part about his novels and about their novels is the fact that when you strip away all of the fictionalized, like horrifying, gory parts, the story that we're reading happens in real life, and that is the actual horror. So there's like a really good amount of like not directional commentary, but commentary that can be derived from the text, if that makes sense. I'm talking a lot about this book, and I'm sorry, but I am having a really, again, I don't want to say I'm having a good time, but I'm really enjoying this book. I really love her writing, and I will absolutely be finishing this book today. I do have an update on Reading in the Dark. As you saw, I started reading on my new Kobo, but I started reading Play Nice. And you know how I said I thought I had read it before? Okay, I got 16 pages in and was like, yeah, I have read this before. Why I have never documented it? No idea, but I've read this book. I don't know when, but I have read this book. So I might leave it for a reread moment, one day. But for right now, I don't want to reread this week. I want to read new horror. So, because I originally thought that if I had already read it, then at least I didn't remember so much of it that it wouldn't feel like a reread, But no, I got like 16 pages into it and I was like, oh, yeah. I know what's going to happen. So, yeah. So I ended up switching to Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates. This is a book that is just available on like Kobo Plus that I have a free trial for right now. So I figured, okay, I'll start this. It's another like haunted house story type thing. So it's around the same vein that I wanted to read in the dark anyway. And it was free and it's still on my Kobo. So it seems like a win-win. I got 30 pages into this, 40 pages into this before I went to bed. I don't have a lot of experience with Darcy Coates. I know a lot of people really like her writing. I read The Haunting of Ashbourne House and everyone loves that book, and I really didn't. I really thought it was just okay. So going into another Darcy Coates, I'm going in with my expectations set realistically for me, but I'm also kind of going in with an open mind because I do like her writing style. I like how direct and simply like put it is to the point, and how atmospheric it really feels when she's writing about these like small towns, and when she's talking about like the woods and how they move. And I really like the writing style. I just hope I like what she writes. Do you know what I mean? I also thought that it would be fun. I could pull a Gavin from Gavin Reads It All, or Gavin Haunts It All, where he goes to the haunted places and uses GhostTube to speak to his books. speak to his books, speak to ghosts. And I just thought that would be really fun if I could do that in my own home. I guess that's one way to find out if it's haunted or not. But I just thought that'd be fun if I like set it up and maybe do a little bit of talking, see if any spirits come through, and then maybe read my horror while GhostTube is going. Anyway, that is my update. I'm on sprints and people have been sprinting all day, so I'm keeping the productivity going. I do need to go edit my TBR so I can get that up, so that may be what I do next. But as for now, my next priority is to finish the audiobook for Mocha. And again, I'm really enjoying it, and the narrator is really good, and I'm just talking just to talk at this point. So I will let you go. I just wanted to give you that update before I finish the book accidentally. But that is the end of this update, and I will let you know how it goes by the end of the night. Good afternoon once again, friends. It is now Sunday, and we have finally made some real progress because I finished Mocha. And I honestly just have had a really slow morning. It's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm just now kind of sitting down to actually start reading and get ready for the day. But I am about to sit down and lock in and start reading. Katie is sprinting for Sunrise on the Readathon, and I am ready to just lock in. So this first sprint, I am updating you about Mocha and picking my next read and then reading. That's what we're doing, okay? So first things first, I am the realist. Second thing, let's talk about Mocha. I am going to end up giving this a 4.25. This book infuriated me. It absolutely infuriated me. But I think, again, that was the point of the novel. That is what Monica Kim does so well, because it happened to me in The Eyes Are the Best Part as well. She just has a really good way of making the reader feel the injustice that is happening to our main characters. And I really think that the following of the two characters was just a really, really, really great way to tie this story together, because you're following our main character, the woman, as she's going through all of these awful things that are happening to her and how she is dealing and coping with it, which not in a legal way. You're also following the creepy, disgusting mailman character that's obsessed with her and kind of how he's seeing everything play out and how he thinks about what's happening. And oh my gosh, the end of this book was just so infuriating. Infuriating is the best word that I can use. It made me sick to my stomach reading the end of this book. But it was good. I think it did what it was supposed to do. It's not a perfect 5-star for me, but it's really, really good. So I'm going to land on a 4.25 right now. The next step on our agenda is we're going to pick the next Summerween read. So I have my other 3 options in here, which are Hex, Psycho, and Itch. I don't have my e-reader pick in here because I am reading that at night. Have I made progress on that? Not really. I'm really hoping to do that tonight. For the day, I have our 3 picks in here. And the reason I'm doing this pick is because I'm trying to merge the 2 readathons together. And doing a random pick will help me do that for Sunrise on the Readathon. So there's only 3, so I don't know what I'm doing. Did I pick up all 3 of them? Okay. All right, so we'll be reading Itch. Okay. Which is not the book that I had originally intended on reading. So that's actually good, because I was going to sit down and start reading Hex. But Itch sounds good too. It sounds good too. So that's the plan for the day. I've got nothing else planned. I do have work tomorrow and Tuesday, but I'm actually taking off on Wednesday, which is the day before the readathon ends. So hopefully I will get a lot of progress done on Wednesday as well when I'm off work, because I did not read as much as I wanted to during this 3-day weekend. So anyway, I will catch you later when I have an update with it. Hi, bestie friends. It's Tuesday now. It's Tuesday now. You missed Monday entirely. I totally bombed on vlogging yesterday because it was just a really long day. You know what I mean? Monday. The Monday blues got me. But I do have reading updates. We're not going to talk about them quite yet, though, because we're going to talk about them when I get home. I am still in my work attire, okay? But I made a pit stop on the way home, and by pit stop, I mean drove 20 minutes out of the way on the way home, because I unfortunately have to be alone tonight. So it makes me really sad. I don't like it when my boyfriend's not home, but you know, he has to work, so it is what it is. I'll let it slide. But since I will be alone tonight, I thought I would treat myself, and you can't really see it because of the trees, but I'm gonna go book shopping. So with that being said, I'm also staring at, here, let me show you, a Total Wine. Oh yeah, and I have a little bit of a plan this evening that may require some liquid courage. So that being said, I'm gonna do some book shopping. I don't know how much book shopping, not too much, can't go too crazy, but I'm gonna do a little bit of a haul, and then I'm gonna run into Total Wine and get something to drink, because tonight I think I'm gonna put on a little bit of a paranormal investigation, and I'm gonna try to scare the living crap out of myself. And am I gonna be in my own home? Yeah, so is that like really a good idea? No, it's not, but we're going to do it anyway. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I just wanted to let you know. And when I get home, I will give you all of the book updates. We have so many to talk about. Not really. We just have the one to talk about, but I will talk about it. Okay, I'll see you later. Hi, hello. I'm home now, and I do have a book update. But first, to the good stuff, because I did buy some books, and I bought way more than I intended to. And you're just going to, you know what? You're just going to have to ignore the box of toilet paper in the background on the cat tree, because this is just what happens when your boyfriend works at a paper mill. No, I'm actually just like waiting for my sister to come pick that up. It's hers. But not only did I go to Barnes & Noble today, but I also got, let's not show you my address, my book of the month box. So we will do a little unboxing too. And while I was out, I did go ahead and eat dinner. Kind of rude, actually. I went to Wendy's to get the apple pecan salad because that's like my favorite meal of all time. Fun fact about Brandy, my favorite meal of all time is a salad from a fast food restaurant. It's the apple pecan salad. You get the apple pecan salad from Wendy's with a large all-natural lemonade. And while I did get the lemonade, forgot I could still talk to you because of, you know, the mic, but I did get the lemonade. They did not have the salad. They were out. And I just thought that was rude. So I ended up getting chicken nuggets instead. But I am home, I am satiated, and I'm ready to talk books. So the first book that I have here, keep pulling receipts out, is Our Last Resort by Clemence McCallan. I did not walk up to the register with this book. In fact, I was talking to the bookseller. She was telling me like, oh, I see like you buy a lot of like horrors and thrillers and mysteries, and if you like that kind of stuff, I just recently read that one. And she like pulled it out from behind her and was like, and it was really, really, really good. And I don't normally buy mysteries. I usually, or I'm trying not to now. I'm trying to save mysteries for like library holds and things of that nature, because I noticed that I don't necessarily gravitate towards rereading mysteries very often. So I'm gonna start dwindling down my mystery section. But the way that she pitched it just like really sold me. It's about like two twin sisters that were like in a cult, and they're on vacation somewhere, and one of the sisters get accused of murder for like the second time or something like that. They escaped the cult, but they can't outrun their past. I went in to buy 2 specific things, and I did buy those 2 specific things, but I also bought, you know, other things that were not intentional. One of the things that I decided to pick up was Flashlight by Susan Choi. You have to excuse my cat. She's using the scratcher, and she's being a good girl for using the scratcher and not scratching the couch, so I'm not going to be mad at her. Oh, it's a good girl. Yes, you are. You want to see her. Hold on. Let's see. Look at the littles. Oh, she's so good. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, the little bittle. Anyway, sorry. I got Flashlight by Susan Choi. I recognized the author, but I don't know what from. And then I read the description, and it seems like it could be my thing. The last book that I got that I didn't go in for was 12 Nights at Rotterhouse. I've heard mixed things about 12 Nights at Rotterhouse, okay? I understand that some people really like it, and some people like absolutely hate this book. I think that's where you land. I don't think you think this is a mid book, but I decided I'm in a haunted house mood. I want to read haunted house books. And it's one of those books that I like always pick up but never actually follow through with and purchase. So I decided, you know what, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna see what it's about. And hopefully it's the type of haunting that I like, because that would suck if not. Now, the 2 books that I actually went in to purchase: Slasher Summer and Mary. So as we know, I just read my first Nat Cassidy and I was awoken. Okay, I woke up. I opened my eyes, and my mind was like, what have you been doing for the last 30 years if not reading Nat Cassidy? So my next adventure for Nat Cassidy is Mary. Everyone loves this book. Everyone says really good things about it, and I'm a huge Stephen King fan. Carrie by Stephen King is actually one of my faves. I think it's a phenomenal debut novel by him. I know a lot of people kind of go iffy about it, but I think it does what it does really. I think it does it beautifully, and I think it's a great novel. So the fact that this is kind of loosely inspired by that, but it's Nat Cassidy, I'm in. The last book I picked up is Slasher Summer by E.L. Chen. Everyone for Summerween is like unofficially buddy reading this book. Gabby was reading it on Sprints. I'm pretty sure she already finished it and enjoyed it. And a lot of people on Sprints, when we were on Patreon doing her Summerween Sprints, a lot of people were reading it and really enjoying it and like listening to the audiobook. And I just felt like really left out. I really did. And I decided I wanted to read it too. And it's not long. And this is an author that I've never read before. I may push back Hex and read this tomorrow instead for Summerween, so that I can be a part of the cool club. I want to be one of those girlies. I want to be a girly, and all of the girlies are reading this. So, but anyway, Slasher Summer it says a fun, twisty tribute to cult films of the 1980s. Slasher Summer shows that the real horror is never being able to escape who you were in high school. And it's supposed to be like The Breakfast Club meets like Scream. I don't know. It's a shorty little batorty. It's 288 pages. So that seems like something that I can do tomorrow. Let's do book of the month. Oh yeah, I got The Great Wherever by Shannon Sanders, and then the other one I got, this one I remembered getting. I intentionally wanted this one. It is Everything Was Beautiful and Nothing Hurt by Ben Reeves. One more housekeeping thing. This has been like the longest clip ever, so I'm so sorry I just keep talking to you guys. But I did end up taking off work tomorrow, so I don't have to work. I do have a couple of things that I have to do tomorrow, so it's not like a free full day, but I think most of the day I will be able to read and do Summerween type activities. So I'm super excited for that I can finish reading these books for Summerween, because I am going to complete all 5 prompts. And speaking of, the last thing that I have to talk about is Itch by Gemma Amor. I ended up switching to the audiobook for this today so I could listen to it while I was at work, and I did not quite finish it. I have about 30 minutes left of the audiobook, and I'm enjoying this. I don't have a whole lot of feelings about it, to be honest with you. I don't have crazy things that I want to say or do or express about this book, which is kind of disheartening because I was really hoping to love it. And I like it. There's nothing wrong with it, I don't think, but it definitely doesn't bring out the emotion that I was hoping for. But I'm about to listen to the end of this book while I go and update my Notion and update all the books that I just bought to put in my Notion because accountability. So I will be back to give you my final thoughts on Itch when I have them. I do plan on primarily reading in the dark today. So once it gets a little darker, that's when we'll hang out again because I am going to, like I mentioned, try to scare myself tonight and see if there are any ghosts here. And it's possible. I mean, it's possible. This house is from the 60s and I live in East Tennessee in an old area in the Appalachian Mountains. So, you know, it's possible. You never know. You know, it's just for fun. It's just for fun. It's just to make the heightened dark reading that much more serious. And I would be lying to you if I said that I haven't been rewatching Gavin's Halloween vlogs. So heavy influence on Gavin from Gavin Reads It All. Anyway, I'm gonna go finish this book and I'm gonna stop talking to you and I will update you when I have final thoughts on Itch and when I get into the next read. All right, friends, let's talk about Itch. I think I'm gonna end up giving, hi cat, hi baby, hello. Can I finish filming and then we can hang out? Pardon the interruption. Let's talk about Itch. I think I'm going to end up at a 3.5 for Itch. I think it was good. I genuinely think it was good, and the writing style was incredible. The, like, actual gruesome body horror parts were really horrifying and gross. It was very, very gross. But in terms of an overall enjoyment, you know, like, it was good, but it didn't leave me wanting, it didn't leave me perplexed, it didn't leave me like flabbergasted. Like my gasps stayed unflabbered throughout the entire reading experience. Other than the phenomenally well written horror scenes with the body horror and like the bug horror, there was really nothing special about this book. I think it'll stay on my shelves. I think I enjoyed it enough to keep it, at least for now. Like, it's not an immediate unhaul, but I don't really see a need to like push this on everyone. Do you know what I mean? So 3.5, really liked it. Now on to the next section of Summerween. So we finished 2 books. It is currently 11:23. I don't know. I always show you as if you can see it. But it is currently 11:23 p.m. on Tuesday night. And what we're about to do is we're about to pour ourselves a drink. And we are going to put up GhostTube on our phones. It's so silly. And read Gallows Hill in the dark. What if there are no ghosts in this house? Then all of this would have been for nothing. All this lead up would be for nothing. You know what I mean? But also, I would sleep better tonight because I am home alone tonight. So I don't necessarily want there to be ghosts here. I don't necessarily want to find out, but it would make for a more scary environment if there were. And I am trying to scare myself for Summerween. Do you know? So let's go ahead and get set up. I'm going to pour myself a drink. In case you were curious, my drink of choice is a whiskey lemonade, or I guess in this instance, a Scotch lemonade. This is a new Scotch that I've never tried before, so I think I am going to try it straight just to see how it actually is, and then I'm going to pour a lemonade. But okay, I'm going to get set up, and we're going to get started with our ghost hunt adventure. Okay guys, We are now on GhostTube, and I'm about to turn off this light, or at least dim it like pretty dim, and we'll see if there is anybody here. If there is anybody here, do you want to let yourself be known now? I mean, I'm really friendly. I like to think I'm really friendly anyway. Okay, no pressure. No pressure. I have Gallows Hill here on my Kobo. Yeah, no, nothing. Okay. That's totally fine. Absolutely no pressure. Maybe you're camera shy. I get it. Is that dark enough? Maybe not. A little darker? Okay, we're in the dark. It's dark outside and it's dark here. And we're gonna start kindling. I'm a little bit curious though if anybody is here. I'm reading a haunted house book. I keep like looking behind me at this door and I'm just like imagining worst case scenario of like seeing something there. Okay, so until our friend wants to talk, I am on chapter 12 of Gallows Hill and I am thoroughly enjoying it. It's just gotten to a really decently, like, I just keep
hunger.
What are you hungry for? What do you mean hunger? Okay, my cat is choosing this time right now to have the zoomies, and like that is just inappropriate time, because you're really freaking me out. Okay. Okay, anyway, in Gallows Hill we've just gotten to a pretty decently creepy point. She has gotten to the point where she has inherited this home and she is starting to experience some creepy things inside of this home. So I'm hoping that I don't experience any creepy things inside of my home, because this is where I live. Does that change anything, spirits? If any spirits are here. I mean, I do live here, like full time. Like I go to work, but then I sleep here. Like every night.
You shouldn't be here.
Why? Why not? Can you tell me why I shouldn't be here?
Bored.
Oh, I get it. You're fucking with me. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. I'm gonna do some reading.
Damaged.
I am not damaged. Well, anyway, I'm gonna do some reading. If you have anything to say while I'm reading, if you're like gonna read over my shoulder or something, you can. It's a good book. Okay.
She is touching you.
Who? Who is touching me? Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me. You can talk to me.
Ugly.
Rude. That is so rude. Ugly. Who's ugly?
I can't get through.
Well, it's because you called me ugly.
Come closer.
What do you mean? Where are you? Guys, I don't like this. I've already decided I don't like this. This was a stupid idea. This is my home.
Roger.
Who is Roger? Is your name Roger?
Up here.
Ooh. What is up here? Of course, right now, my cat is deciding to lose her mind.
Yellow.
I don't really like yellow, to be honest with you. I'm not a yellow color person. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna read for like 3 more pages until I'm done with this chapter.
Friend.
Oh, we're friends. I would love to be your friend. I would absolutely love to be your friend. However, friend, I am gonna read until the end of this chapter and then we're gonna stop this.
Failure.
Who? Am I a failure? Friend, you are not a failure. Friend, you are not a failure. Oh my god, that just scared the living crap out of me. It was my cat, but that noise just scared the Oh no. And I keep looking at this door behind me. I don't know why I sat right here. This is a horrible place. The rest of my house is completely dark.
Run away.
What?
I can't.
What? Wait. I thought I heard something. I swear to God, I thought I heard something. Okay. Wait. My friend? We're friends. I'm gonna finish this chapter. Okay? And then I'm gonna kind of cut off communication for the night. Okay? I'm gonna go to bed. Is that okay? Okay.
I'm unsure.
Unsure about what? Do you need to talk to somebody? I could talk. I could put my book down. You can talk. What's going on? Tell me everything. I feel like I actually haven't introduced myself. I'm Brandy. I live here. This is my home.
Wrong.
What do you mean? I do too live here. This is my permanent mailing address. This is where I live. Do you live here too? Did you live here in the past? If you're not ready to talk, that's okay. I'm almost done with my chapter. Very, very close. You keep interrupting just a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. But I am very close to my chapter being done.
Bored.
Well, I'm sorry it's boring. What can I do to entertain you? I'm trying here. I'm putting myself out there on the internet. I feel like I'm doing a decent amount here. I have a spooky little drink. I have a spooky little ring.
True.
True. Thank you. I am trying. Oh my god, my cat just scared the living crap out of me. Do you see her poking out of the... She just scared me so much. Little. Okay, I'm gonna finish my chapter for the last time, and then we'll finish talking, and then we'll be done. Okay? Okay.
In the shadow. Why can't I come?
'Cause this is my house. I live here. Okay. We've gotten to the next chapter of Gallows Hill. And therefore we have ended this chapter of GhostTube. It was a little horrifying, I'm not gonna lie to you. Do you have any parting words, my friends?
Damaged.
Again? I am not, well, you're right, I guess a little bit, but it's still rude. It's still a little rude. Well, it has been a pleasure speaking with you. Well, friends, I think we are done with the GhostTube and the reading at night, so let's shed some light on the subject. Yeah? Alright. And we will say goodnight to our ghostly friends. Thank you for hanging out. It's been
Turn it off.
Okay, fair enough. I will turn it. It is been a day. It's been a long day. It is now Wednesday. Late. It's late. It's 7 p.m. Whoops. Whoops. You know how I said that I was going to do some serious reading today? Did some serious resting. Did some serious sleeping. Did some serious hanging out with the grandparents. Not so much serious reading. But I did start and finish Psycho by Robert Bloch. And the lore behind Psycho is that I read this book like 7 years ago, and I gave it 2 stars. I thought it was boring. I didn't like it. I was like, dull, blah, blah, you know? But I wanted to reread it because I've grown. I've grown not only as a reader, but as a horror enthusiast. I have always loved horror, but over the last couple of years, I've really actually like delved into it a little bit more in the fundamentals of what has built the genre. And I realized that I needed to give this another shot. And also I fell in love with this edition when I saw it in the store, so I bought it. I was like, okay, I'll give it another shot. And I think what I'm gonna do is give this a 3.75. I did read it in one sitting. It's a very short. I read this for the prompt for read a book that's under 250 pages, and that it definitely is. I read this pretty quickly. It was like an hour and a half, maybe closer to 2 hours. But you're following Norman Bates, which this was heavily inspired by Ed Gein, fun fact. And so you're following Norman Bates, and Norman Bates is the proprietor of a motel that is kind of not popular anymore because of a new highway that got built, so it's kind of a rundown motel that isn't busy. And he lives with his mother in the housing above the, like up on the hill above the hotel, or the motel. One night, a lady named Mary comes in and spends the night, and she is actually running from the police because she has stolen $40,000 from her boss to go give to her fiance, right? And a fiance that she like barely knows. Like, she met this man on vacation. And I mean, times were different, I understand, during this time period. But anyway, so she steals this money and she's on the run, and she's like, I need to stay the night in this hotel and recoup before I go and see him, because she's going to tell him that it is an inheritance rather than her, you know, being a great big thief. So she's staying in this hotel, and Norman and her end up actually having dinner together because they're so isolated that he offers to make her some sandwiches. And so she does that. And when she goes in to the room to take a shower, you probably know the famous scene from Psycho. This is the shower tile, by the way. But you probably know the scene from Psycho. You know, Norman kills her. And so the story then is the people that are looking for her because she stole money. And then, of course, her family is also looking for her, and how that kind of leads them to this motel and to Norman. And you find these really dark, creepy, horrific things that Norman does because he's a crazy person. And upon a reread, I'm going to give it a 3.75. I liked it much better than I did the first time. I do think this is a staple in the horror genre. Will I ever need to reread it? No, probably not. But I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad that I appreciate it more for what it is than I did the first time. The goal for today was I was going to also start and finish Slasher Summer, because this is the book that I'm reading for a new to me author now rather than Hex, because you guys have finally convinced me. But to be honest with you, I don't think I can start and finish this today because I do have to go to work tomorrow, and it's already 7 p.m. So that's a great big shame. I am going to at least start it and see how far I get. I might have to finish it tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day of Summerween, and I have a whole book and like half of Gallows Hill to read because I did not get that far last night. Last night was, I did some reading, that is absolutely for sure, but last night was fun. I had fun with GhostTube. I thought that was just a silly, goofy time, and I'm so glad that I have been binging Gavin's videos and decided to see what GhostTube is about, because that was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun too. It was just a silly, goofy time. Anywho, so what's-its, that is the game plan. I am going to start Slasher Summer and maybe see about getting the audio so I can start it while I'm doing some stuff around the house. That would probably be best, and then I'll sit down and get cozy for the night and actually finish reading it. Because I did spend most of the day, I spent a lot of time over at my grandmother's house, and then I went shopping, and I scrolled on my phone for way too long. Like, way too long. So that is where I'm at right now. Not the best use of the day, if we're being honest, but it is what it is. I'm going to get to reading. I'm going to start this. Hopefully I love it. I think the audiobook is narrated by a bunch of people. I think it's a full cast of narrators, which is always a fun time. I'm really hoping I like this because I could have read Hex. So anyway, that is the update. I will give you an update again before I actually go to bed. I promise you won't just get like a jump scare of me tomorrow. I will stop doing that, I promise. Okay. Anyway, I hope your Summerween is going really well. I hope that you're reading a lot of really scary, spooky, fun books, and that you're having a really good time, because I am. But yeah, anyway, I will give you an update when I have something more to say about Slasher Summer. Okay, so I am 100 pages in. Excuse my bookmark. It is a piece of wrapping paper because I just finished wrapping up my books for a future video. I am listening to the audiobook, and like I said, I'm 100 pages in, and I have got to be honest with you, y'all lied about this audiobook. You did. It's not good. It's not good. I am gonna have to switch to it physically, I think, and just do the physical. I don't know exactly which narrator it is because there are several, and I do like that there are several narrators for each perspective, but it's not a full cast in the way that like women speak for women. So during the perspective, one of the narrators is a man narrating a man's perspective, and it's fine, and for his section is like okay, I guess, like the narration is okay, but I literally cannot stand the way that he does a woman's voice. I can't. And to be honest with you, I don't even really love the way that he's doing the man's voice. I think the way that the book is being narrated, it seems like I don't know how I don't know how to put this without it seeming like a massive insult, because I don't mean it to be, but the way that this is being narrated is almost like it's middle grade or like really, really young, and that's not really the vibe that I'm getting from the story. Is this YA? I don't actually know. Nothing like totally gory has happened to the point where I am like not convinced that it's middle grade or YA, but it's definitely not middle grade. But do you understand what I'm saying when I say like the narration of it makes it seem like that, and not in like a good fun way, in kind of like a I don't want to listen to it anymore way. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to switch from the audio to the physical, and just know that I will not be listening to this on audio tomorrow. So I really hope I make a little bit more progress with it tonight, because I will have to finish this tomorrow after work. It is currently 9 p.m., but in terms of actually reading and how I'm enjoying this, I'm enjoying the story. I like the dynamic between the group. I think it's funny and campy. It's very campy, and I don't love it when books date themselves, if that makes sense. Like one of the characters is talking about like her love interest, and she says he's the Ben Affleck to my J-Lo. And I cringed a little bit. I actually did cringe. There's like pockets of really, really, really well-defined writing in an overarching story of very simple, very young, not super developed writing. Not that it's bad. It's just, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, and it's doing it well. But, like, don't expect more than, like, what it is. It's an 80s campy, almost parody of slasher movies. I'm actually having a good time with it. I don't know if that's coming across very well, but I am having a good time with it. I am gonna watch some videos while I do some more of the admin-y type stuff and stuff around the house, and take a shower, and then I will curl up in bed and do some more reading, and I will talk to you in the morning. Hello. Let's move you back just a little bit. It is now Thursday, and it's the last day of Summerween, and that makes me sad. However, I don't plan on stopping reading horror. So I have this new idea that I'm going to read some horror in a new, fun way. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really excited about it. So we're not done with horror, but we are done with Summerween. And by done, I mean not quite. You are probably going to get one more update from me, because I do plan on finishing Gallows Hill today. But I do want to let you know that I did finish Slasher Summer, and it was good. I think I ended up giving this a 3.25. I'm going to go 3.25 for this one. I don't honestly have a whole lot of experience with reading slashers. It's not a genre that I'm like really versed in, where I have read a lot of books in this genre. So the entire ending, literally the entire end, I knew from about, I'm going to say generously, page 25 25 pages in, I was like, this is how the book's gonna end. And this isn't this book's fault for being formulaic, because that's like kind of the entire point of the horror genre, is like following different formulas. And I like that this jokes about the fact that horror genres follow different formulas and how that is directly correlated with how things and how people, and that's how it's like directly correlated with how you were treated within the horror genre and what your role is during a horror movie, especially a slasher. And I like that it had that same commentary, much like Scream does. It was funny, it was cute, it was campy, but was the writing phenomenal? No, I don't think that it was. Was it fun and like straight to the point? Absolutely. And I did end up having a much, much, much better time when I read it physically versus when I was listening to the audiobook. I genuinely did not like that audiobook. I think that was very much hindering my enjoyment of this book. I digress. I'm going to give this a 3.25. I thought it was fun. I thought it was very predictable, but that's not the book's fault for playing into the formula. Unless it was trying to trick us, then it did a poor job. So, at least in my opinion. That is the 4th book that I finished for Summerween, and tonight is the last night that I have the opportunity to finish reading Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates. This, according to the Kobo, it says I have 5 hours left. I'm not sure how accurate that is, and if that is accurate, that's not happening tonight. It might happen tomorrow in the morning, maybe if I switch to the audio and am able to listen to it while I get ready and stuff. I like Darcy Coates' writing. I'm actually having a good time with it. I'm having a better time with this than I was with The Haunting of Ashburn House at this point. I don't know why I didn't like that book, but I really didn't. I just did not like The Haunting of Ashburn House. But I'm having a good time with this one, and I am going to listen to it. I am going to get it on audio. I got it from my library, so I'm going to switch to the audio and do some Notion stuff and some dinner cooking and things of that nature and listen to it. And I will let you know when I have an update. It'll probably be tomorrow to say goodbye. It's been a great Summerween. Hi friends. It is now Friday. Summerween is over. It is officially over. And I have some good news and I have some bad news. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I just got home from work. It's been a long day, so I'm ready to end this vlog so I can get it edited and get it up. But I did not finish Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates. I got 75% of the way through. But I am going to tell you a little bit about it. So it's not going to be like in a vlog or anything, but you can catch it on my wrap up. I hate to do that to you. I'm so sorry. But I can tell you what I'm feeling about it right now, 75% of the way through. It's going to be a 3-star. I think it's going to be a 3-star. I genuinely do. It's good. It's creepy. The eerie parts are really eerie. But the way that it went, rather than it being a traditional haunted house story, the way that it decided to go, I mean, if you know, you know, I'm not going to say anything, but interesting, I guess. I like it, though. I really do. And it could surprise me. Maybe it ended up being a 3.75 or maybe even a 4-star. Who knows? Because I am really enjoying myself with it. And I do think that reading it at night really elevated that, especially when we were talking with our little ghosty friends. As a prediction of 3 stars, maybe 3.25. And of course, now the sun is coming in. So, shall we move? Where do we move to? Better? Worse? Now this light's in the way? Whatever, it's gonna be fine. I did, however, finish 4 full novels, and I am not upset about that. So we'll go over them really quickly. We're just gonna do a really quick recap, kind of rapid fire, because we've been here all day. You know what I mean? I mean, we've been here all week. but you've been here all day. I'm sure it feels like that. So, but the first book that I read and finished for Summerween is Mocha by Monica Kim. I read this for read a horror or a thriller, and it was definitely horrifying. I gave this a 4.25 is where I ended up. It is a short but impactful read, and it actually made me viscerally angry. I specifically read this so I could go watch Sarah from Wicked Readings' spoiler-filled vlog of this, and that vlog was so good. It is so good. Her content is so good, and she does such a good job of like eloquently talking about the books, especially in her spoiler-filled vlogs, because they are so like really in depth, and the way that she goes in like almost chapter by chapter. And anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed that vlog, and by not to spoil her vlog, I'm not going to spoil it, but I don't think that she got what she wanted out of this the way that I did. And I just think that's a shame because it isn't a 5-star. It's not. But I did thoroughly, I hate to say the word enjoy, but I enjoyed this book. I think it's a 4.25. I'm not going to keep yapping about it. But you know what? I will go ahead and link Sarah down below because you should go watch that video. Because I am, in fact, a fangirl. If nothing else. Another book that I finished this week is also because of a content creator. Booktube runs my life, okay? So I read Itch by Gemma Moore specifically so that I could watch Jan from Jan Agaton read or watch her vlog, which she did a spoiler-filled vlog for her June full moon video, where she does a spoiler vlog for a book club pick every full moon. But anyway, I did read Itch by Gemma Moore. Talk about a book that left me a little disappointed. It was this one. This one, you know what I mean? I ended up giving this a 3.5. It was really good. The writing was incredible. The imagery and the bug horror of this was definitely the high point. Gemma Moore can write a book. That is for sure. I will absolutely be picking up more from her. I think her horror is really visceral, and I really, really enjoyed that aspect of it. But in terms of the actual story and where it went, I was just left a little lacking. Also, I will link Jan down below as well, because those are literally the reasons I picked those books. So I feel like I need to push other people to consume the same things that I consume. And if you are not already consuming their channels, what are you doing? What are you doing? Speaking of, let me a little bit of a side tangent just in a minute. In the middle of my wrap up, I understand that. But this is also week 1. Summerween was also week 1 of Sunrise on the Readathon that was hosted by Katie, and I know that I've been talking about it ad nauseum, so I'm sure that you are over it. But it just came to light that Katie watched my summer TBR video where I talked about Sunrise on the Readathon, and she like really liked it, which was crazy. She commented on it and then called me out in the live show and everything. And it's just so crazy to me because it just feels very full circle because I have been watching Katie and consuming her content and her craziness said with love, said with so much love. But I have been watching her craziness since, like, I think I found her through Summerween. I think I found her through a Summerween vlog in like 2020 or something like that. And it's just so crazy because like I decided to start making like videos about books, and other people that I just admire so much are like actually watching it, and that's just crazy to me. Speaking of people that I just admire so much, I also got a shout out from Sam over at Sam Donovan. I know I've talked about her a few times, and I just think that she's incredible, and I just want to take this opportunity to say, hi, Sam. We're going to read that book together. I swear we're going to. And I will take any opportunity to link her channel down below. I think she makes such good content, and the way that she talks about books is just so passionate, and I love it. I love it so much. And of course, because we're already at it, I cannot move on to the next book until I also say that Gabby from Gabby Reads is absolutely an angel placed in this community. Okay, she genuinely is. Anyway, that is my soapbox about this community. I will get off of it for a second, but I just want to say thank you. And I love every single one of you. And this has been so much fun. But you know what really wasn't that much fun? Psycho by Robert Bloch. I, again, read this book several years ago. I gave it 2 stars. This time I gave it a 3.75. I definitely see the appeal and what it has done for the horror genre, being now as a more, I'm gonna say, well-read horror reader. I've definitely read more horror since the last time I read this book, God knows how long ago, but it still fell flat. It still wasn't like, it wasn't everything I wanted it to be, but I can see why it's a classic, if that makes sense. The last book that I started and finished will definitely not become a classic, and that is Slasher Summer by E.L. Chan. I ended up giving this a 3.25. So a lot of, started the week out with really strong 4s and kind of led down into the 3s. I will say that this was fun and campy and did exactly what it intended to do. I think that this stayed in its wheelhouse in a really good way, and the slasher side of it was really fun and really jokey, and I love that it made fun of itself, and I love that it really leaned into the whole horror genre like Scream does. That's why Scream is so iconic, is that it makes fun of itself in the most like genius and artistic way. I think this tried to do that and fell a little bit flat. Because, I mean, let's be real, when you're dealing with trying to imitate Scream, you have really big shoes to fill. And I think it did a really good job at what it did. I will say that. But it was 100% predictable. I predicted every single second of it. Every instant that happened, I knew it was going to happen. And that just left me a little sad. That's all. Just left me a little sad. But I'm still calling this Summerween a success. I spoke to ghosts. I read 4 full novels and 3/4 of another one. And that book that I read 75% of, I read it in the dark, so I'm calling that a win. I'm calling that prompt a win, okay? So I'm calling Summerween a success, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm so happy that I actually got to vlog it this time. I've been participating in Summerween for so long, and now I actually have a documented version of it, and I think that's really fun. And it's been really fun hanging out with you, and I hope you had a really great Summerween. Let me know if you participated. Let me know what books you read. I think a lot of people read this book, hence why I picked it up. Let me know what you read. Let me know what your favorite horror is. I'm not done reading horror. I'm actually about to jump into another vlog that is horror based. So I'm in my horror era, and I'm happy to be here. Last but not least, if you have nothing else to say and you want to let me know that you made it all the way through this video, because bless you if you did, leave me, I mean, it's horror, right? It's Summerween. Leave me a spider web or a spider emoji, just to let me know that you were here if you want to. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and you can hit that little notification bell so you get notified the next time that I post, because there will be more horror to come. I have a lot of horror coming. Really should enunciate there. I have a lot of horror coming. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me while I sit here and yap about horror books. It has been such a good time. I will be sure to catch you in the next one. But remember to read well and rest well. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.